All right, hello friends. So I'm here to talk about your upcoming midterm. So we're in week 4 right now, and I promised your first midterm during week 6, so it's about 2 weeks away. All right, it's a reminder. You got a test coming up, and what I will do is I will release the following midterm 1 module on Canvas, and I'll release more and more pages as we go on, but I'll talk about a few special ones. Eventually you'll see all of these things that I have here. All right, so I think the very first place we should start is the midterm 1 info page, and I think that's probably the most important page for us. All right, so here is the information about the midterm for you. It will be between this time and this time on February 19th and February 20th. All right, so noon on the 19th it will come out, and it's available until 8 p.m. on the 20th. Those are the Wednesday and Thursday of week 6. Okay, so that's when it's going to be, and a timer that counts down for an hour and a half will start ticking once you click start. So make sure to begin the exam at the very latest at 6:30 on the 20th, right? So just to get the full time. And here's what you can expect to see on the midterm. Here's the topics that I'll take stuff from. So chapters 1 and 2, and homeworks 0 and 1 that were about chapters 1 and 2, and lectures up through week 5. Okay? So that's all the stuff that's fair game for the test. And because I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions about proofs, it's very, very hard for me to do that on Canvas, because it's like you type your answer. That would be a little bit weird. So you're welcome. What I'm going to do for this first midterm, it's not going to be true for any future midterm, but this first midterm is going to be completely multiple choice. You are welcome. That's what it will look like, all right? Because that's the easiest way I can think of to ask you proof-like questions and like be able to grade them in a reasonable amount of time. So like that's what the midterm will be about. You will have normal fill-in-the-blank questions later in future midterms though. All right, this one will be multiple choice, and here are the rules. So it's going to be a closed book test. You do get one thing that you can make. You can have a little cheat sheet that you write on just like a piece of printer paper, one 8.5 by 11 page that you hand write. That is your cheat sheet, and you can put anything on it. All right, you can use both sides of it as you're taking the test. That's the one extra thing you get to use. It's closed book otherwise. Okay. You can also, of course, have as much scratch paper as you like, as long as it starts out blank, okay? So yeah, you can't use the internet except for the Canvas page where the test is, of course. You can't go on the server, can't use a calculator, can't use anything other than your cheat sheet and scratch paper and like something to write with, okay? So that's the rules for the test. And remember, like I said on the syllabus, you're going to be recording yourself taking the test, and you're going to submit that recording after you finish. So I've made a way for you to practice that, all right? And I'll talk about that in just a second. But make sure that you have to follow all those directions on the page of the test, because too many people have sadly cheated with ChatGPT, and so I have to put my foot down and I have to be strict. So just make sure to practice. I've given you a place to practice, and I'll talk about that soon. Okay? So yeah, I've made you a little sample test, and I'll explain that in a second. All right? And here is just a sample midterm. A sample set of questions from the last semester. It's not the sample test for you to take. I'll show you that soon, but like here's some questions from last time, all right, that you can practice with. And as far as practicing recording yourself goes, here's this section. So I've made you the following. So please watch this walkthrough video. I've walked through exactly how to use this program called OBS that I'm using right now to record yourself in the right way. And then I've given you a sample test and a sample video submission link that look very similar to what you're going to see on the real day, on the actual midterm. All right, so neither of those are for a grade, and you can just keep on doing them until you're comfortable with it to practice. I'll talk about those. And then the real test will come out eventually, and you'll take it right here on Canvas. You'll click it to take the exam, you'll record yourself, and then you'll submit the recording to this page. But yeah, let's talk about the sample one. So definitely watch the walkthrough. I go over everything, but here's the sample test and the sample video submission page. So this is exactly what the normal test is going to look like. It'll say these rules, all right? And you will follow them. So everybody, it says don't start the test until you follow all the directions, and everybody in this class has taken the test at home or outside the classroom, so you're going to follow these first directions. And I walk through exactly what to do in the walkthrough video. All right, so I won't explain myself there, but you'll click start. For you, it's going to say start at the bottom. For me, it says preview as a teacher. But like, when you click start, a timer will start ticking. It will, for some reason, show you the instructions again, but the timer's going. So scroll down, get to the actual test, and like here's kind of what it's going to look like for you. All right, so like get some practice, like fill in answers on Canvas, like what's 2 plus 2, type a hello world program. So just get some practice, and you're going to be recording yourself as you do this to practice recording as well, right? And then you can press submit or let the timer run out or whatever. And you will have been recording yourself this whole time, right? So after you submit, you can practice uploading your video submission file to this page. There'll be a place to drag your file into. And again, this is just for practice. You can practice as much as you'd like, and let me know if you have any questions about anything, so that you're very comfortable when it's time for the real test. All right, so that's the practice page, and I've given you a lot of help. Do yell at me if you have any questions. And then the real test will be very similar with the same exact rules. You'll follow the same ones as you take the real test, and then you'll submit your recording. Okay, so I think that's what I wanted to say about all that. Yeah, so that's most of the facts about the midterm. Yell at me if you have any questions. And then with every exam, I like to release an extra credit assignment. So here's your first extra credit assignment. Regardless of extensions, extra credit does not count or extensions in this class do not count for extra credit or for exams. So this is going to be due for everybody midnight the day before the test. So that's the 18th, the Tuesday, all right, of week 6. So keep that in mind. That's when it's due for everybody. And yeah, it's worth up to 2.5% extra credit. And yeah, no late submission. So start early if you want to do it. This is a hard deadline for everyone. All right. So yeah, so my goal for you is, if you would like to do this extra credit, of course you don't have to, would be to make a review video. All right, so that's your job. Make a review video going over a bunch of stuff that might appear on the exam. You'll make up some questions and you'll solve them, stuff like that. You just post a video recording of you doing that, and you'll get some extra credit. All right, so you'll post it down here, and your peers will get to see it too, and they will love you for helping them study. And this is kind of forcing you to study too, so I think it's a win-win. Yeah, and so here's your requirements if you would like to do the extra credit. Essentially, just try to give a little mini lecture that you make yourself. So like go over some examples that you make up of stuff that might appear on the exam. I'm excited to see how cool your questions are that you come up with. And yeah, just pretend to give a little mini lecture. So like demonstrate the stuff you're going over, explain all the concepts and how they apply to the question you've made up, for example, stuff like that. It's like pretend you're giving a little mini lecture. And yeah, if you want half the extra credit, make a 10-minute video. You don't have to edit anything, just post the raw 10-minute video. And if you want the full 2.5%, please make a 20-minute video. Okay? And I do want to say this, because this is extra credit, you have to do something extra, right? So you have to make something brand new to receive extra credit. You got to like write some new code, go create some new slides, go over some new questions that you create in those slides, draw some new diagrams, stuff like that. You cannot, for example, go over a homework that you've already done. Okay, can't do that. That's not extra. You cannot go over lecture slides that I've made and I worked very hard on for you. That's not extra. All right, you got to do it yourself. Make brand new stuff. So ask me if you have any questions about whether or not your idea is extra enough. I would be happy to guide you there. All right, but I just want to warn you there, because some people have gone over my slides and that does not count at all. All right, so yeah, I think that's what I wanted to say. You will have definitely recorded yourself practicing by now, so I don't think I have to help you too much there for this part. But like I can help you record yourself if you need any help. All right. And yeah, you just post a link to the video, or you can upload the video here as well, whatever you'd like, as long as I can see it and give you a grade, and then your peers can see it too. So yeah, that's your extra credit assignment. Just make a little mini review video. It should help you study for the test as well. Yeah, I think that's everything. That's everything about midterm 1. So eventually on the real day, right, whenever you choose to take it during the time that it's out, you'll come here, you'll click this exam stuff, you'll follow the directions, start your recording, take it, stop the recording, and then submit your video to there. Yeah, so I think that's everything. Do yell at me if you have any questions. I'm happy to help. Come to office hours. And yeah, I think that's all that I've got for you. So I will see you later.